Lisa and Dale here. It is Sunday, May 18, the day of our adventure. We are on our way to DFW Airport to head to France to begin. Let me get my bike in.
And they're off! Sunday, May 18th, 2025. Leaving DFW, flying into Charles de Gaulle, their goal, Calais, France.
Elisa and Dale have arrived at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, France. After retrieving the bicycles without incident, they head to the train station located in the airport. Purchasing their train tickets for Calais with a transfer in Lille.
Elisa and Dale here. It is Monday, May 19, and we finally made it to Paris. We just left the airport of Charles de Gaulle, and we have been transferred from Lille to Calais, Freshnet. Now we're on the last transfer, hopefully going to Calais, Velo. We're on this beautiful bus. Yep.
Finally, they arrive in Calais. They have already overcome several challenges. Conductors saying bikes can't travel on the train because the boxes are too large. Taking the wrong train to Calais and having to take a local bus. Now they are ready to finish their day.
Hello. It is Tuesday, May 20th. We are so excited to be here and start our cycling adventure. Dale and I start our day by assembling our bicycles. When this is completed, we are now free to explore Calais. Smelling flowers along the way. We climb the lighthouse and look across the English Channel to the famous white cliffs of Dover. We take time to have a midday snack in the Old Town Square while enjoying a glass of wine, a stroll in the park, and exploring historic locations.
It is Wednesday, the 21st of May. Our two travelers begin their bike ride starting in France with their ultimate destination, Reggio Calabria, Italy. What adventures await them? Will they succeed in the arduous journey that lays in front of them? Today begins with a fairly easy flat stage of 51 miles. Leaving Calais, traveling on the Velo 5, they will pass through historic World War II sites. Enjoy the taste of French pastries. Finishing in the small town of Saint-Venant with an overnight stay at a historical French Manoir de la Pelouse. It is Thursday, the 22nd of May. Leaving Saint-Venant, continuing Velo 5. They will pass through the town of Lille and through Roubaix. Today is another fairly easy flat stage of 61 miles. Allowing Elisa and Dale to build their cycling legs, they will finish in the countryside of Reims, Belgium, at the Hoeve Hotel, which appears to our travelers to translate to Hoof Hotel, since they are also a sheep farm.
Third day Friday this amazing journey through Europe. It is Friday, May 23rd, as we make our way from Reims to Waterloo on the outskirts of Brussels, trying to get over jet lag one day at a time. Each day is so different from the day before. We have no idea what we will be expecting, but so far, so incredibly good. The weather's been cool, but then when the sun hits our smiling faces, it feels pretty darn awesome. Can't believe it's only day 3 of riding, but so far, nothing difficult that challenges our abilities or dampens our spirits. When we do 30 more days, Dale is letting me lead the way and teaching me how to use the DPS. Love it. So far, we are doing well mentally and physically. My only regret is that we don't have our most admired friends with us. Stay tuned, more to come as it happens. Welcome to Saturday, May, the 24th day, 4 of riding. We are reminded of the challenges of bike touring. Today, we had 4 climbs all in the rain. We decided to forfeit our reservations at the campgrounds since it was so cold and wet. This decision was aided by finding a hotel that was not listed with available rooms, but they did not speak any English. But an angel in the form of another guest looking for a room was able to translate, and we were able to obtain a more cozy, warm bed. Sunday, May 25th, Day 5, Croupe, Belgium to Bastogne, Belgium. The day started with a day in the rain. However, today was not as cold. Put on those raincoats and let's start rolling. First 10 miles, uneventful but beautiful country roads. A little market in the town of Haversen provided lunch in the form of a little picnic. The bridge is out. Yikes, had to figure out a reroute plan. Added miles and an hour to our riding day. Lots of mud. What's next? Town of Ambly. Horses. Horses and more horses everywhere. Equestrian show and many people with beautiful Belgium draft horses. We were hijacked by the horse riders to join them for a beer. Of course we will. They were all amused by Dale's horny rooster helmet. Today's ride was all about climbing and good tailwind. 10 climbs and steepest grade was 14%. Tailwind didn't help our speed up these climbs. We did it. Did I mention it was in the rain? Rain/sun, jacket on, jacket off seemed to be the theme of the entire day. We made to Bastogne by 7:35 p.m. as the rain started again at 7:30 p.m. Monday morning will be rest day. Discover this wonderful town with World War II history.
Monday, May the 26th. Our 2 intrepid souls experienced a rest day. They took in the town of Bastogne and its World War II history. General McAuliffe has a memorial in the middle of the town square. From the town square, visiting the War Museum was a short walk. It appears the people of Bastogne is still very appreciative of the sacrifices made by our troops.
Wheels spin under provincial skies, lavender fields in bloom. Morning mist upon my spokes, I pedal out of my room. River towns and cobblestone, but get in hand I roam. Hear the church bell ringing out.
Today is Tuesday, May the 27th. What an amazing ride day. No rain, 55 miles on the Velo 5. The route is so amazing. Thank you, Dale, for detailing it. It's beautiful and so comfortable. No real major climbs and not cold. From one country to the next, each is so unique. You see and experience everything. Staying at the Piccolo Mondo Hotel, Italian restaurant, and outstanding dinner. Visited Luxembourg American World War II Cemetery, final resting place of General George Patton.
We stop at a cafe by the Seine, cafe and croissants at dawn. Chat with a friendly stranger as the morning ride goes on.
Today is Wednesday, May the 28th, day 7 of riding. Luxembourg to Saarbrücken, Germany. Following the GPS, lead us to a field of grass and mud. Did I say rain? We started questioning the GPS routes in Luxembourg. Oh, today, rain. Our lunch picnic was at a bus stop that had a bench and weatherproof cover. We never saw the bus. Beautiful riding on the Saar River. But we were totally rained on the last 15 miles. Dale gets a flat and it's raining even more. This truly tested our fortitude. When we arrived at the hotel, we were 2 drowned rats. In the end, we arrived safe and sound and wet. No, really wet. Today is Thursday, May the 29th, day 8 of riding. Saarbrücken, Germany to Sarrebruck, France, riding along the Saar River. Today in Germany and France, it is a holiday. Ascension Day and Father's Day. Majority of businesses were closed. Majority of the ride was along the Saar River. Germany on one side and France on the other. Stopped at a little cafe along the river for espresso. Vittoria had a picnic lunch in Harskirchen at one of the 30 river locks. The ride was all upriver. Each lock represents 20 feet of climbing. So much sun today. Perfect ride. Low elevation and only one climb. Stopped for beer in the center of Sarrebruck. Yummy. Hotel Ibis was our stop for the night. Dinner at La Cabane de Marie. French Canadian. Oh my goodness. Too delicious.
Free beneath the sky so wide. Let the road carry you on. Every turn of every song.
Today is Friday, May 30th, day 9 of riding. The weather perfect, couldn't get any sunnier, warm with a high of 83. Stopped at a bike shop along our journey and lubed up our well-needed chains. Majority of ride today was on the canal that feeds to the Rhine River. Downstream today. Lunch at the beer brewery in Vendenheim, France. We also split a beef burger. Yummy. Most gorgeous day for a long 50-plus bike ride. Hotel, Père Benoit, dinner at Restaurant Steinkeller.
Today is Saturday, May 31st, day 10 of riding. Goal is Basel, a favorite overnight location. This will be the longest leg of their journey. 80 miles. Our riders have the warmest weather of their trip to date. Couldn't get any sunnier. Warm with a high of 87. The route will follow canals or Rhine River paths. It will be hot today, 87. Elisa picked up a young French man, Francois, and insisted he pull for her. Today, their route will deviate off the Velo 5 and back onto the familiar Velo 15. As our adventurers pulled into the town of Fessenheim, France, the town was having a celebration. Our riders visited with all the local volunteers that gathered around, with Dale and Elisa sharing tales of adventure while enjoying ice cream. Lunch today was enjoyed on the canal in Hessenheim, France, a picnic where a bench and table for cyclists to rest. Horses riding along the trail added to highlights of the day. A night at the Best Western Hotel, a familiar and comfortable layover. A repeat of the 2023 Euro Velo 15 ride. Great hotel and has a great restaurant. They have reached a milestone today and are well on their way.
Today is Sunday, June the 1st, day 11 of riding. We are in Switzerland, one of our hardest days of riding to date. Getting out of Basel was navigational challenge. It was not our only challenge of the day, however. Cobblestone, roadways, gravel. We are now in Switzerland. They apparently are not as concerned about providing a clear, paved surface for bicycle tourists. We make our way cautiously on the cart paths, which will now become normal in Switzerland. Oh, rocks. Requiring us to dismount and walk. Fortunately, it is only about 100 yards. A long, steep climb is on the agenda for today. Strava reports it is the third longest that we have climbed ever, so there is no exaggeration when described as long, steep climb. It rained during the climb, but was actually welcome because of the heat. Last 12 miles of the day was all gravel riding, so you gravel fans bring your bikes to Switzerland. They will not disappoint. The weather was very pleasant all day, sunny and warm until the climb. So far, everything on this trip has been a blessing. Our shoes have become a bit too stinky. Our clothes are not smelly. We have been hand washing everything every night. We finished our day at the Hotel Circe and had dinner at Pizzeria Zermula. The food has been excellent at every stop and every evening. The food on this trip makes this journey worth the effort.
Every turn my spirit grows.
Today is Monday, June the 2nd, day 12 of riding. This is why they ride. Today's ride will take our explorers to Switzerland, land of iconic views, lakes, mountains, streams. They will experience a ferry ride, providing them with some respite while enjoying a beautiful day. This will be a preamble to tomorrow's ride that will take them over the Gotthard Pass. I will let Elisa take over and explain in her own words.
Stop me, pedal hard, the skyline's calling me, country air, my wild remedy. Golden fields stretch far and wide, rivers gleam at the mountainside, Every heartbeat feels alive. With every turn, I'm more revived.
Today's ride was most spectacular and breathtaking. The scenery was beyond describable, and we were blessed to be immersed in the beauty surrounding us. I could ride like this every day and twice on Sundays. We were constantly surrounded by lakes and rivers in the most beautiful valleys. After passing through Lucerne, we took a ferry from Beckenried to Gersau. This was a planned ferry ride that allowed us to relax for a bit. Continuing on, we stopped in a town called Brunnen and had espresso with quiche Lorraine. Switzerland is known for their tunnels, and today did not disappoint. We rode through so many tunnels, all were well developed for bikes. Oh my goodness, never felt safer. Only one major climb today, which took place last 2 miles of riding. This is a warm-up for tomorrow's ride, a climb over the Alps, which will challenge our fortitude. Last 5 miles road in the rain, not terribly bad, but enough to get us damp, praying it will not rain tomorrow. Hotel Gasthaus Schafli came with a cat. We don't know why this hotel is here because there is nothing around, a town with one hotel. Thank goodness it come with a restaurant. Today, we will categorize as easiest hard day ever.
June 3rd, 2025, day 13, from Inchy to Fido, Switzerland. And what a day it was, ladies and gentlemen. A day that started with a mountain, and not just any mountain. Oh no, a behemoth, a monster, a challenge so formidable it should have been wearing a cape and a villainous sneer. We begin with what can only be described as the climb. Yes, folks, 20 grueling miles uphill against the cold, against the elements, and some might say against sanity itself. Passo Gotthard, Andermatt, names that echo through the annals of Alpine legend like haunted whispers of suffering and glory. And then, oh my goodness! You heard me? That's how it sounded at altitude. At the summit, snow! Not your average winter flurry. No, sir! This was Swiss alpine snow. Relentless, beautiful, indifferent to human struggle. And the wind, it sliced through jerseys like a hot knife through butter. No time to eat, no time to think. Just sleet, cold ice in the veins. Beautiful, but cold, they said. A gross understatement. And the descent, oh dear listeners, the descent, cobblestone roads, a cruel joke of history left behind from another era. Bicycles danced and rattled like skeletons in a drumline. 3 miles of hiking because the road, quite literally, could not be ridden. Feet numb, spirits tested, but still, onward they marched. And just when they thought they'd felt every form of precipitation on God's green earth, rain! Why not? The universe clearly was trying to see if it could break them. It could not. Their destination was supposed to be Lavargo. But fate, oh fate, you mischievous minx, had other plans. No hotel rooms, no vacancies, just GPS errors and more accidental climbing. Yes, let's add 6 more miles of confusion, fatigue, and inadvertent elevation. Because why the hell not? And finally, they arrived in Fido. Chico Doro served dinner to 2 frozen warriors. Hotel Fido provided shelter, albeit sans shower or toilet in the room. But who needs luxury when you've got survival? And that, folks, was day 13. The most grueling day yet. A saga of endurance. A ballet of suffering and strength played out across the Swiss Alps. They came, they climbed, they conquered, and they'll do it again tomorrow, because that's what champions do.
June the 4th, 2025. And so, on this 14th day, the riders roll out under sheets of rain, their shoes already sodden, heavy with the weight of cobbles, dirt, sand, and mud. The course, a cruel medley of surfaces, tests every ounce of strength. They pause in Bellinzona, that Italian-flavored Swiss town where language and food lift the spirit, before climbing the Passo Monteceneri, 1,200 feet, steep, wet, relentless. And if that were not enough, the last 15 miles deliver a roller coaster of surprises. Deviations, gravel, construction, even walking down slippery cobblestones. But then, what reward! They sweep into Morcote, On the shores of Lake Lugano, the pain forgotten, the beauty unforgettable, with Como and Maggiore close by. Tonight, they'll dine and rest at Ristorante della Posta. For tomorrow, blessed tomorrow, a rest day at last, to dry the clothes, to soak in the
Hello from Lugano, Switzerland. As you can see and hear, we are in the middle of a downpour. There is no escaping this rain in this region. So here we are enjoying pizza, beer, and wine. Elisa and Dale reporting live.
Thursday, June the 5th, 2025. Good evening, and welcome to Rest Day coverage. After days in the saddle, the team finally traded 2 wheels for 4, hopping aboard the hotel's free shuttle, Bus 431, into Lugano. But the moment their feet hit the pavement, the skies opened yet again. The rain follows, though spirits stay high. Lunch brought pizza, beer, and wine at Cafe Argentino, proof that life today is very good. An espresso and lemon tart at the historic Cafe Odeon made for the perfect afternoon indulgence. Dinner at Ristorante Oasi rounded out the day in fine style, and in true adventurer spirit, they capped it all by climbing countless steps to a mountaintop church. Friday, June the 6th, 2025. Looking back at day 15 of this extraordinary journey. The day began in the lakeside beauty of Morcote, Switzerland, but quickly turned into a trial of patience and perseverance. Crossing into Italy, the riders were met with harsh, unforgiving roads and trails, particularly around the Como area, a landscape as breathtaking as it was brutal, but then a remarkable change. Milan, with its elegant bicycle paths, offered smooth riding and, for a time, a sense of joy and relief. Still, challenges remained. One rider, Elisa, found themselves in urgent need of new brake pads, and how fitting, for in this country of mountains and descents, the drops were nothing short of terrifying and exhilarating. Oi, as steep as they come. A pause for espresso, a reward of beer, and the day's 57 demanding miles were finally put behind them. Their rest would be found in the small town of Badil, at a modest B&B, with a stop at Bar Via Veneto. Dinner awaited at Ristorante Pergola, a well-earned close to a long and punishing ride. From Switzerland to Italy, from hardship to beauty, this was a day of contrasts. A reminder of why such journeys are as memorable for their struggles as for their triumphs.
Saturday, June the 7th, day 17, and this is Elisa reporting. After days of rain and rough trails, the weather has turned simply wonderful. The team pedals along the Canal Naviglio, where every mile feels effortless. Smooth roads and quiet paths wind through vineyards and rice fields, a landscape both surprising and beautiful. Spirits are high, with pauses for cafe, and later, a welcome break for beer and sandwiches. Now they ride into the Po Valley, tracing the course of the River Po. A day of sunshine, discovery, and the pure joy of cycling. It's Sunday, June 8th, day 17. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our coverage of this incredible ride. And the route today from San Rocco al Porto to Viadana, Italy, is nothing short of amazing. The theme of the day, corn and wheat fields as far as the eye can see. Now, there was one route deviation, but in true adventurous spirit, we simply rode through the fields, a bold move that kept the pace alive. Lunch was taken in Cremona, a quick refuel before a well-timed beer break in Modabalufi. Tonight, it's rest and recovery at Hotel Europa, followed by dinner at Ristorante L'Arcangelo. And here's the headline. As of today, this team has pedaled approximately 1,000 miles since the adventure began. Stronger every day, spirits high, and by all accounts, we are doing more than pretty good.
It's Monday, June the 9th, Good evening, cycling fans, and welcome to Day 18. As the riders take on the route from Viadana to San Posidonio, Italy. And right out of the gate, the first 20 miles are no walk in the park. Rocky gravel, grass tracks, and plenty of frustration. They checked and double-checked their GPS. And yes, the course really did demand farm grass riding. But at last, blessed relief. A smooth road ahead. Yet no sooner had the team found rhythm than the next opponent appeared. A stiff headwind out of the east. And just when it seemed manageable, more chip seal roads. And yes, more wind. The riders confessed they'd rather be climbing a mountain pass than fighting this endless gale. Still, the day had its beauty. Following the Po River downstream, a wide rolling ribbon of water, though always into that stubborn headwind. Spirits were lifted with a beer and chips break in the village of Borgoforte, and another in San Posidonio, the day's final destination. Tonight, it's Hotel Mirandola.
It's Tuesday, June the 10th. Oh my gosh. Today, from Mirandola to Vergato was absolute chaos. First, the bridge was out. Not one, not two, but three of them. We were forced into major deviations. At one point, swimming across a river, another time walking straight through barricades and just hoping for the best. Honestly, I'm not even sure how we reached our hotel, but somehow, miraculously, we did. Late, exhausted, and feeling completely beat up. And then, the trail simply vanished. Suddenly, we're on railroad tracks. Yes, railroad tracks. Our GPS routed us right onto them. Absolutely not. We scrambled to find a new way, but that detour led us onto terrifyingly narrow roads with cars speeding past. Every second felt dangerous. And yet, it all started so perfectly. Smooth paths, beautiful scenery, everything marked just right. If only the whole day had stayed that way. Still, we made it to apartment Tufo in the heart of Vergato, a cute little square with an adorable shared apartment. Dinner at Sosteria helped end the madness on a gentler note. What a day. What an adventure.
It's Wednesday, June the 11th. A mixed day of rest and exertion. From Vergato to Firenze. The team began by hopping trains from Vergato to Porretta Terme, then on to Pistoia. From there, the bicycles were deployed once more for the ride into Firenze itself. It wasn't without incident. One flat tire for Elisa, just shy of the final destination. And the urban riding, grueling, crowded streets, constant stops, a real test of focus and endurance. But there's a silver lining. What a way to see Firenze, the city revealing itself block by block, street by street. Finding the apartment was another challenge. Many wrong turns, questions asked, persistence required. But eventually, success.
Welcome, everyone, to what has truly been a remarkable few days in the heart of Tuscany, Florence, or Firenze, as the Italians call it. From Thursday, June 12th, through Sunday, June 15th, our group enjoyed a much-needed rest from the bike, yet the pace and excitement were far from slow. After all, we were here for an incredible reason, celebrating the wedding of Elisa and Dale's former high school exchange student, Vittorio, to the lovely bride, Carlotta. And what a celebration it was. Our days began with the city at our feet, walking the streets in true tourist style. The sun shone warmly on the piazzas, the cobblestones, and the Renaissance buildings, creating that perfect Florence glow. We wandered through busy markets, admired historic architecture, and stopped to enjoy cafe and beer along the way, savoring every small taste of life in this magnificent city. Amidst the sightseeing, we managed the practicalities. A trip to the laundromat, laundry in progress while exploring, shopping for cool summer dresses, and even some pampering at the hair salon for both myself and Dale. Every day had a rhythm: eat, drink, explore, and occasionally nap, then repeat. Suits were pressed, hair was styled, and the anticipation for the wedding built steadily. One evening, we enjoyed cocktails on a rooftop terrace, the city spread out below us, twinkling as the sun set. Truly an unforgettable prelude to the celebration to come. And yes, the mosquitoes were not to be underestimated, but neither was our spirit. Then came the wedding, the event of the year, Italian style. Dancing, eating, and drinking under the warm Tuscan sky, surrounded by friends, family, and the joyous energy of Firenze itself. Between walking and hiking through city streets, shopping for unique finds, and celebrating late into the evening, the days were full but perfectly balanced. Hot weather reminded us of the effort required, yet the rest was well-earned and deeply deserved. By the end of these few days, it wasn't just about rest or sightseeing. It was about embracing Florence in every way, its culture, its people, its food, and its unforgettable celebrations. We laughed, we danced, we explored, we indulged, and through it all, the city gave back its warmth, its beauty, and its timeless charm. Viva Firenze, a perfect mix of rest, adventure, and celebration, and a memory that will last a lifetime. Monday, June the 16th, day 21. Next on our journey, more train hopping, this time from the historic city of Firenze to the eternal city, Rome. At the lively Firenze train station, we met a couple of fellow ragbriars, sparked entirely by Dale's jersey and cycling hat. A reminder that shared passions can lead to instant connections. We booked passage on the Trenitalia Regional, including our bicycles, with a transfer in Orta before continuing to Rome. Upon arrival, the adventure didn't stop. We hopped back on our bikes and navigated our way to the overnight accommodations, taking in the sights, sounds, and charm of the Italian countryside along the way. A seamless day of travel, cycling, and unexpected camaraderie.
Tuesday, June the 17th, day 22. Today, warriors of the road embarked on a journey steeped in history, riding from Roma to Latina along the fabled ancient Appia Way, a path once tread by legions and remembered in the echoes of Spartacus and the Third Servile War. The Appia's massive cobblestones tested every rider. The grind of each pedal over impossibly rough stones made the ride nearly unthinkable. Yet the spirit endured. Breakfast was taken at a quaint cafe along the way, a brief respite before the challenges continued. As they left the Appia, Rome reminded them why it is a city both majestic and merciless. Sketchy roads, heavy traffic, and the constant roar of cars demanding vigilance. The village of Pomezia offered lunch, a place to refuel, and a brief espresso break followed in Aprilia, a small pause before the final stretch. At last, the chaos of Rome faded behind them, replaced by quieter roads, smoother tarmac, and a freedom of pace that made the effort worthwhile. One climb confronted them, modest in comparison to past battles, easy yet a reminder that triumph requires persistence. And then glory awaited. Lido di Latina, the Italian coast, the sparkling sea stretching endlessly before them. Every challenge, every jolt and scrape of the cobbles, every tense moment in traffic had led to this moment. The riders had reached the sea. The reward was breathtaking. Sun, water, and the profound satisfaction of earned beauty. Tonight, rest comes at Hotel Tirreno, with dinner at Lamo. A day of struggle and history, of challenge and triumph, ending in a triumph as grand as any battlefield victory. The sea conquered, and the riders victorious.
Wednesday, June the 18th, day 23. Ciao amici. Today we rode along the stunning Italian coast. A little rain, yes, but it did not melt our spirits. We started with a perfect espresso at Cafe Rizzi, right on the beach, watching the waves and feeling the sea breeze. Lunch was right on the beachfront, Fortuna Madre, truly delicious. Most of today's ride was along the coastline. Wow, the views, the water, the cliffs, the sun, absolutely unbeatable. Along the way, we joined a wonderful group of German cyclists, ranging in age from 13 to 60. How inspiring to see all generations sharing the love of cycling. Tonight we stay at Hotel Gaeta, an awesome place with all the comforts we could wish for. Dinner at La Masaniello was a delightful surprise. We stumbled upon it while walking through the village after our ride. Perfect night. The day was challenging, yes, but so rewarding. And the town itself, the cats, so many cats wandering everywhere. We even shared part of our dinner with them. And just across from our hotel, a NATO military base. Quite the sight. Tired, yes, but full of joy. This day along the Italian coast will stay in our hearts forever.
Wheels spin under provincial skies, lavender fields in bloom. Morning mist upon my spokes.
Day 24. Chronicling the ride from Gaeta to Lido di Licola, the ride carried us through charming coastal villages. No Americans here, mostly Europeans, the Germans in particular. The roads, fair enough, some by the sea, some through the towns. By afternoon, a plunge into the warm, crystal-clear Mediterranean on a white sandy beach, though, yes, $5 to enter. Dinner at Vico Sarchiappone, Napoli-style pizza, magnificent, perhaps too much. And the Hotel Le Pineda, a hidden gem.
Friday, June the 20th. Day 25. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the riders set out from Licola to Vico Equense. A modest 44 miles on paper, but as we have learned, numbers can deceive. How difficult could it be? The answer, very. The opening 2 miles were perfect. A gentle roll along the coast, the sea to one side, spirits high. But then the road vanished, and with it, their comfort. Local advice pointed them onto the beach itself, and so they walked. Bikes heavy, wheels sinking into sand. It was exhausting, impossible work. And in the midst of it all, a surprise. A naked beach, though perhaps not the kind of vision they had hoped for. With laughter and disbelief, they pressed on, eventually stumbling onto a road. Relief, at last. But if they thought the hardest part was behind them, they were mistaken. Today's stage was no countryside spin. This was city riding, Napoli style. And Napoli riding, my word, is like no other. The chaos, the horns, the cobblestones, the endless turns, tunnels, and the relentless movement of anxious drivers all around them. And yet, what a marvel. Those drivers, so accustomed to mopeds and cyclists, gave way, guided them, and showed the kind of courtesy that makes chaos somehow work. Through it all, the landscape began to shift. In the distance, the mighty silhouette of Mount Vesuvius, and nearby, the ruins of Pompeii. Reminders of history watching silently as the riders battled through the madness of the modern city. And then, the reward, emerging onto the Sorrento coast, battered and beaten, but awestruck. A short day in distance, yes, but perhaps one of the most demanding in spirit. Tonight, their efforts are repaid with rest at the Grand Hotel Moon Valley, a 4-star haven above the sea. The day may have left its mark, but the memories of Napoli, of the chaos and the beauty, will endure as one of the great chapters of this adventure. And in the words of the riders themselves, they wouldn't have changed a thing.
Saturday, June the 21st, rest day. You know what? I think we can stay here just one more night. Everything feels too perfect to leave just yet. Sunday, June the 22nd, day 25. Vico equens to Priano, Italy. The mission has shifted. What began as a relentless ride has now become a vacation. Today, we rode the coast. The miles were few, but the climbing, formidable. And the reward, views beyond imagination. Pictures, videos, they fail. To be here at the heart of it all is nothing short of a gift. The crew is grateful for this pause. Here we discover Cedro, the great lemon of the Amalfi Coast, in Calabria known as Peretta, and from it choices must be made. Limoncello or perhaps meloncello. Decisions not easily taken. Our new base camp, Hotel Villa Bella Vista, hidden resting place for weary cyclists. A gem. And from this point, the Amalfi adventure continues.
Rolling through the countryside, liberté in every mile. From Bordeaux down to Marseille, I'm chasing every smile. Pedal on through vineyards green, chasing down that golden light. Bicycle dreams in France tonight, free beneath the sky so wide. We stop at a cafe by the Seine.
Monday, June the 23rd, rest day. I'm starting to like these. Welcome aboard, signore e signori, as we set sail along one of the most enchanting stretches of coastline in the world, the Amalfi Coast. This is the same route once graced by Jackie Onassis and Sophia Loren, two icons who brought international allure to this already timeless place. As the boat pulls away, the cliffs rise straight from the turquoise sea, draped with lemon groves and dotted with pastel villages that seem to tumble down the rock face. Look up and you'll see whitewashed villas perched on impossible ledges, once fishing homes, now sanctuaries for dreamers and artists. To your right, Positano, cascading like a waterfall of houses, with narrow stairways and bougainvillea spilling over balconies. Further along, the town of Amalfi itself, once a great maritime republic, its cathedral dome glittering in the sun. The sea breeze carries the scent of citrus and salt, and you can almost imagine Sophia Loren herself sunbathing on a terrace, or Jackie O stepping off a boat in oversized sunglasses, redefining effortless style. As we glide toward Priano and Ravello above, the play of light and shadow across the cliffs feels like theater, nature and history performing together. This is a place of glamour, of history, of unforgettable beauty. The Amalfi Coast by boat is not just a journey, it is an embrace of la dolce vita.
As we head into Tuesday, June the 24th, day 26 being on the bicycle. This was no ordinary ride. Along the legendary Amalfi Coast, the cyclists pressed forward, and the view, absolutely breathtaking, a spectacle at every turn. The weather? Sunny, warm, perfect, as if scripted for the occasion. And tonight, the story continues in San Giovanni, where Hotel Montestella provides the backdrop, and the village erupts in celebration. A holy procession, honoring Saint Giovanni himself, faith, tradition, and pageantry colliding in one unforgettable evening. Yes, this was a day to remember.
Well, here we are, at the closing chapter of an extraordinary journey. Their time on the bike has come to an end, beginning all those days ago in Calais, France, and now concluding here in Salerno, Italy. Over 1,500 miles of roads, rivers, climbs, and coastlines, and every single turn of the pedals has brought them to this moment. The wheels are being hung up, the jerseys unzipped, as they trade two wheels for the train, heading first to the beaches of Pola and then on to Reggio Calabria. There, the bicycles, loyal companions across borders and mountains, will be packed and shipped back home. And so we say, thank you for following this thrilling adventure. It has been a ride of endurance, of discovery, and of spirit. A journey across Europe, written on two wheels, and remembered for a lifetime.
And now you know the rest of the story. Today's journey was brought to life not by pen and paper, nor by camera and film, but by two remarkable tools of our time. ChatGPT, an artificial intelligence trained to weave words, craft stories, and carry you from the cobblestones of France to the cliffs of the Amalfi. It listens, it learns, and it speaks. Almost like an old friend with 1,000 books in memory. And 11 labs, giving that same imagination a voice. Not just words on a page, but sound in the air, alive with tone, cadence, and character. The kind that makes you lean forward and listen. Together, they've brought voices from the past, styles of the great storytellers, and the wonder of travel into your ears once again. Good day.